Hi, Eliza. Wow. Before we start, let me ask you something important. How do people know if fish is really fresh when they go to the market?
Hi, Alex. That is a big question. I think many people feel confused in the fish market because they do not know which fish is fresh and which fish is old.
Exactly, Eliza. Today, we will talk about how to search for fresh fish and buy it the right way. Let's make it simple, useful, and easy to remember.
Great, Alex. I want to learn how to ask the seller, check the fish, and choose the best one.
Nice. First, let's learn the word fresh. Fresh means new, clean, and not old. So when you say, I want fresh fish, you are saying the fish should be good to eat.
Ah, I see. So fresh is an adjective. It describes the fish, right?
Yes, Eliza, very good. Now look at the fish eyes. If the eyes are clear and shiny, that is usually a good sign. If they look dull or cloudy, the fish may not be fresh.
Oh, wow. Cloudy means not clear, right? That word is easy to remember.
Right. And listen to this grammar tip, Eliza. When you ask a question, you can say, is this fish fresh? That is a simple yes or no question.
Is this fish fresh, Alex?
Ha! Yes, Eliza, that is perfect. You can also say, how much is this fish? That helps you ask the price politely.
How much is this fish, Alex?
Good job. The seller may say, it costs $5, or it is very fresh today. The word cost means the price of something.
Okay, Alex, I want to practice speaking with the video while I listen so I can remember the words better.
That is a smart way to learn, Eliza. Repeating the lines out loud helps your mouth and brain work together.
I like that. But how do I check the smell? People always say fresh fish should not smell bad.
Great point. Fresh fish should smell like the sea, not very strong or rotten. Rotten means spoiled and not safe to eat.
Oh, rotten is a strong word. I will remember that.
Yes. Now let's say another useful sentence. Can I see the fish before I buy it? This is a polite request.
Can I see the fish before I buy it, Alex?
Of course, Eliza. Here it is. Look at the skin, the gills, and the body. If the skin is shiny and the gills are red, that is often a good sign.
This is very helpful. I did not know gills before.
No problem, Eliza. Gills are the breathing parts on a fish. That is a useful fish market word.
I am learning a lot, Alex. So if I want to buy, I can say, I'll take this one.
Exactly. I'll take this one is a very natural sentence. It means you choose that fish.
Nice. Alex, can you help me choose a medium-sized fish?
Sure, Eliza. Medium-sized means not too big and not too small. That phrase helps you describe what you want.
I understand now. I can ask, do you have a cheaper one too, right?
Yes, Eliza. Cheaper means lower in price. That is another very useful word for shopping.
Great. I think people can use these lines in a real market.
Absolutely, Eliza. Keep listening, repeat the sentences, and practice speaking along with the video. We will keep going and learn more useful fish market English together.
Okay, Alex, I found a few fish here. How can I compare them and choose the best one?
Good question, Eliza. When we compare things, we often use comparative adjectives. For example, this fish is fresher than that fish. The word fresher compares two fish.
Ah, so fresh becomes fresher when I compare two things.
Exactly. And if you compare many fish, you can say, this is the freshest fish in the market. Freshest means number one in the group.
Wow, that sounds useful. Let me try. This fish is fresher than the one over there.
Perfect, Eliza. Your sentence is correct.
Alex, what should I check after the eyes?
You can gently press the fish with your finger. If the flesh goes back to its original shape quickly, that is usually a sign of freshness.
Wait, what does flesh mean?
Good question. Flesh means the soft meat of the fish. It is the part people eat.
Oh, I understand now. So soft meat is called flesh.
That's right, Eliza. Here is another useful sentence. May I check the fish closely?
May I check the fish closely, Alex?
Certainly, Eliza. The word closely means carefully and from a short distance.
Nice. I notice that some fish are bigger than others.
Yes, that's another comparison. You can say, this fish is bigger than that one.
This fish is bigger than that one.
Excellent. Viewers, try saying that sentence out loud while listening.
Alex, what if I want fish for a family dinner?
Then you can ask, which fish would you recommend for a family dinner?
Recommend sounds a little difficult.
No problem. Recommend means to suggest something because you think it is good.
Got it. Which fish would you recommend for a family dinner, Alex?
I would recommend this large fish, Eliza. It has firm flesh and looks very fresh.
What does firm mean?
Firm means not too soft and not too hard. It feels strong and fresh.
Oh, that's easy to understand.
Great. Now let's practice a useful grammar pattern. You can say, I am looking for a fresh fish. The structure is, I am looking for thing.
I am looking for a fresh fish.
Very good, Eliza. You can also say, I am looking for a fish for my family.
I am looking for a fish for my family.
Excellent pronunciation practice. The more you repeat, the more natural your English will sound.
Alex, do many customers bargain in the fish market?
Oh yes, Eliza. Many customers try to bargain. Bargain means to discuss the price and try to pay less.
Ah, so I can ask, can you lower the price a little?
Exactly. That's a polite and natural sentence.
Can you lower the price a little, Alex?
Well, Eliza, because you are buying fresh fish today, I can give you a small discount.
Oh, great. What does discount mean?
A discount is a reduction in the price. In simple words, it means you pay less money.
Nice. I learned bargain, discount, firm, flesh, recommend, and closely today.
Wonderful, Eliza. Keep speaking with the video while you listen. Repeating words and sentences out loud is one of the best ways to improve your English.
I'm ready to learn more, Alex. What should I do next after choosing the fish?
Great question, Eliza. After choosing the fish, the next step is to ask the seller to clean it and prepare it. Let's continue with that next.
Great, Alex. I have chosen the fish. Now I want to know how to ask the seller to prepare it.
Excellent, Eliza. After choosing a fish, many customers ask the seller to clean it. You can say, could you please clean this fish for me?
Could you please clean this fish for me, Alex?
Of course, Eliza. That's a very polite request. Notice the grammar. Could you please plus verb. We use it when asking someone to do something politely.
Oh, I like that pattern. It sounds friendly and respectful.
Exactly. You can also say, could you cut it into pieces?
What does into pieces mean?
Good question. Into pieces means dividing something into smaller parts.
I see. Could you cut it into pieces, Alex?
Certainly, Eliza. How many pieces would you like?
Maybe 6 pieces. That will be easier for cooking.
Great choice. The word cooking here is a gerund. A gerund is a verb ending in ing that acts like a noun.
Oh, wow. So in the sentence, cooking is fun, cooking is a gerund.
Exactly right, Eliza. You're learning fast.
Thanks, Alex. By the way, should I ask the weight of the fish?
Yes, that's very important. You can ask, how much does it weigh?
How much does it weigh, Alex?
It weighs about 2 kilograms.
I noticed something. You said, how much does it weigh, but it weighs 2 kilograms.
Excellent observation, Eliza. After does, we use the base verb, weigh. In a normal statement, we use weighs because the subject is it.
Ah, that's a useful grammar rule.
It sure is. Grammar helps us speak correctly and clearly.
Alex, what if I want to know when the fish arrived at the market?
Then you can ask, When did this fish arrive?
When did this fish arrive, Alex?
It arrived early this morning.
Nice. So arrive means to come to a place.
Exactly, Eliza. That's the meaning of arrive.
Oh, I hear another customer asking questions.
Yes, many people ask about the source of the fish.
Source? What does source mean?
Source means where something comes from. For example, a fish may come from a river, a lake, or the sea.
Got it. So I can ask, what is the source of this fish?
Perfect, Eliza. That's a very natural question.
What is the source of this fish, Alex?
This fish came from the sea early this morning.
Wow, fresh from the sea. That sounds good.
Yes, fresh seafood is popular with many customers.
Seafood is another new word.
Right. Seafood means fish and other food that comes from the sea.
Alex, after the fish is cleaned and cut, what should I do?
Then you should check the final price and make the payment.
Payment means giving money, right?
Exactly, Eliza. Payment is the act of paying for something.
Great. I think I'm ready for the next step.
Wonderful, Eliza. Viewers, keep practicing these questions and answers aloud while listening. Speaking practice is one of the best ways to build confidence and improve fluency.
Alex, I'm ready to leave the market now, but before I go home, I want to learn how to talk about cooking the fish.
Great idea, Eliza. Let's continue and learn how to pay, ask for a receipt, and carry the fish home safely.
Okay, Alex, we're at the payment counter now. What should I say first?
Great, Eliza. First, you can ask, what is the total price?
What is the total price, Alex?
The total price is $20.
Total means the final amount of money, right?
Exactly, Eliza. Total means the complete amount after everything is added together.
Okay, if I have enough money, I can say, I'll pay now.
Perfect. That's a very natural sentence.
I'll pay now, Alex.
Thank you, Eliza. Would you like to pay with cash or by card?
Oh, that's a useful question. Cash means paper money and coins.
Correct. And a card means a bank card or credit card used for payment.
I'll pay with cash today.
Great, Eliza. Here is your change.
Wait, what does change mean?
Good question. Change is the money you get back when you pay more than the price.
Ah, I understand. If something costs $20 and I give $25, I get $5 in change.
Exactly right, Eliza.
Alex, can I ask for a receipt?
Of course. You can say, could I have a receipt, please?
Could I have a receipt, please?
Certainly, Eliza. Here is your receipt.
What is a receipt exactly?
A receipt is a piece of paper or digital record that shows what you bought and how much you paid.
That's useful. I should keep it in case there is a problem later.
That's right, Eliza. Here is another useful grammar tip. After could I have, we use a noun. For example, could I have a receipt? Could I have a bag? Could I have some ice?
Oh, wow, that's easy to follow.
Great. Now, since you bought fresh fish, you may want to keep it cold during the trip home.
That's true. What should I ask?
You can ask, could you put some ice in the bag?
Could you put some ice in the bag, Alex?
Certainly, Eliza. I'll add some ice to keep the fish fresh.
Nice. The word keep means to maintain something in the same condition, right?
Exactly. In this case, keep the fish fresh means make sure it stays fresh.
I see some customers bringing coolers.
Yes, a cooler is a container used to keep food and drinks cold.
That's another useful market word.
It sure is, Eliza.
Alex, how should I carry the fish home?
If the fish is heavy, you can say, could you double bag it, please?
Double bag it? What does that mean?
It means putting one bag inside another bag to make it stronger.
Ah, that's very practical.
Yes, many people do that when carrying fish or other heavy items.
Could you double bag it, please, Alex?
Absolutely, Eliza. Safety first.
Thanks, Alex. Everything is packed and ready now.
Wonderful. Before you leave, let's learn a useful sentence for future shopping. I come here because the fish is always fresh.
I come here because the fish is always fresh.
Excellent. Notice the word because. We use because to give a reason.
So I can say, I bought this fish because it looked fresh.
Perfect sentence, Eliza. That's exactly how we use because.
I'm learning many useful words today. Total, cash, change, receipt, cooler, and because.
Great job, Eliza. Viewers, please repeat these words and sentences aloud while listening. Speaking practice is one of the best ways to build confidence and improve fluency.
Alex, I'm ready to leave the market now, but before I go home, I want to learn how to talk about cooking the fish.
Excellent idea, Eliza. Let's walk home together and talk about preparing and cooking fresh fish in English.
Wow, Alex. Today was very helpful. I learned how to search for fresh fish, check its quality, ask about the price, buy it, and even talk about payment.
That's wonderful, Eliza. You also learned many useful words like fresh, cloudy, flesh, firm, recommend, bargain, discount, receipt, cooler, and source.
Yes, Alex. And I learned useful grammar too, such as, is this fish fresh? Could you please clean this fish for me? How much does it weigh? I bought this fish because it looked fresh.
Excellent, Eliza. Remember, the best way to improve your English is to practice speaking every day.
That's true. I hope our viewers practiced speaking with the video while listening.
Viewers, please go back and repeat the conversation aloud. Try to copy the pronunciation, rhythm, and expressions. The more you speak, the more confident you will become.
Thank you for teaching me today, Alex.
You're very welcome, Eliza. It was a pleasure helping you learn practical English for buying fresh fish at a fish market.
I can't wait for the next real-life English conversation.
Great! And to everyone watching on English Practice Zone, thank you for learning with us today. Keep practicing your English by speaking along with our videos.
See you in the next lesson, everyone.
If you enjoyed this lesson, please like, share, and subscribe to English Practice Zone and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new English practice video. Goodbye, everyone.